and we about to have a great talk. So, if anything impacts you, go ahead and let me know in the comments. As soon as you hear something impactful from this live, put it down in the comments below, and also put it down in the comments right now where you watching from. And if you like me doing these 1 hour long, I'm actually getting into the good stuff that's needed in the t-shirt business. Make sure you let me know down in the comments and also by hitting the like button. Listen, this ain't the content that's going to go viral, but it's the content you need to level up your t-shirt business. And today we're going to be talking about, I titled this thing how to level up and grow revenue in your t-shirt business, the importance of the blueprint, right? And so we're going to be talking about systems and everything. Indiana. Ain't that where I'm coming? Indianapolis. You coming to the show? Let me get all set up out here, man. Let me get all set up out here. Bow. Loud. Ta-da. Watch out now. It's the little one, and it's not Bow Wow. I'm going on the whiteboard to y'all. Just want to make sure y'all can see, and everything will be good. Let me get the YouTube comments up. Chat, chat, to chat. I'm telling y'all, man. Need to switch channels. What? There we go. Channel. And there we go. Live. Let me put on my AI bot. Let me put out my AI bot. Let me tap in the chat. When? Next week. Go to Graphics Pro Expo. And then go to and use code TSH 2025. And it's like $5. So I think it's graphics pro expo.com. And then use code TSH 2025. And that'll get you 25% off. And all of the deals are here and all of that kind of stuff. All right. Then I wanted to pin this. Wow. All right, I'm done. We done. We ready to go. Let's do that. All right. I gotta blow the chat up. We gonna have a great talk, y'all. This been on my mind, and I gotta give y'all this game because it's needed. Somebody call a medic. All right, there's that. Now I need to check. There we go. All right, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to add revenue into your t-shirt business. All right, and this is a conversation that I wanted with you guys because it's something that's going on right now, and I know a lot of people are struggling trying to figure this out. And I cracked the code. Actually cracked the code. I would say I realized I cracked the code about 2021. 2020, let's say 2022. I realized I cracked the code. Okay? And the code I cracked for myself is something that I knew always worked because I've had already grown businesses at different sizes already. I had a publishing company and did all the marketing for a publishing company when I was building websites on design, and we had like 56 authors on the panel, and the things that I was doing I had to do in a multiple times, anywhere from like 6 to 10 authors at a time while actually running the company. Right? At any given time, there were about 6 book releases that might come out, and we doing book covers, we doing book interior, we doing all of this inside of these companies. So one thing I figured out very, very early was how to market. Okay, so it's marketing. What's needed also at the table, or what might be the table, is a product, right? So this is the table, right? The table is a product. I bring one thing to the table, right? My seat right here, just doing my best right now, right? To give y'all, right? I bring marketing to the table. I bring marketing to the table. The problem with, let me say this, the problem with great marketing is it's a lot of food on the table. Great marketing puts a lot of food on the table. That's one pile, right? A great product. Ooh, let me do it like this. Let me get real specific with you guys. Let me get real specific with you guys real quick. I'm going to do this color code. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this color coding a little bit. I want to have some fun today. I probably could have left that, right? So this is the table right here. All right. So the table is a product. When we've done all of this, you're going to have to figure out where you are, what you have, and what you need, right? For all of us, we got our product. Our product for us is our t-shirt business, right? Our printing, let me say, I'm going to just leave it, right? A t-shirt. That's our product, right? Now, this is my seat. Right? That's my seat at the table. This is marketing. There's another seat over the table. I've always been able to find a product and market it, right? I've always been able to find a product and market it. Now, when you have a good product, that's going to bring its own food to the table. So, you're going to have the table, and it's going to put food in. Marketing is going to bring its own food in. Right? You may have a secondary product You may figure out what your niche is, right? And then once you figure that out, you continue to market. The problem that most of us have is we got a product and we do a little bit of marketing. We think posting on IG is marketing. It is, but it's not marketing. It's a part of it. We think that sharing it on Facebook is marketing. It is, but it's only a part of it. Marketing is the entire strategy that you're deploying. The marketing is what you're deploying through these sales channels. A lot of us can confuse sales channels for what we're marketing, right? We got it. That's how we marketing. We got Facebook. That's how we marketing. We got Instagram. That's how we marketing. We got a Google business page. That's how we marketing. Those are sales channels. So a lot of us confuse sales channels with marketing. And you stay in this range here where nothing is growing here. Now, if you bring, try purple. If you add another chair to your, if somebody else came to the party and came to have a seat, if you bring this one chair, this person you invite not to bring something to the table, but you want this one thing to add more chairs. You want it to fill up the table with more people. So as you bring food to the table, you start to pile it up. And that chair that you need to bring first is called systems. I don't know, is it stay on Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi bars are full. I don't know what to do. Guys. They not up on the game. So I feel like I'm checking the mouth thing. So now I'm getting an echo, but I'm not seeing it buffering. Is it too bad for us to continue? I don't want to waste this right here. Not too bad. All right, I gotta give it to. I'm gonna recap this, but we going. So you got a product that can bring some food to the table. You know a little bit, or you do a little bit of marketing. That's gonna bring some food to the table. You want to go like this buddy because he's well connected. That's systems. Systems is gonna bring some more people. In the beginning, when it brings these two other people and he ain't bring no food to the table, that person ain't bringing food to the table, this person ain't bringing no food to the table, the food is gonna look scarce, right? And I'm gonna give you guys some ideas. Of what this is. Overall, this is systems. But this chair might be your website. This chair might be your email list. Right? On there, we may have your niche, right? Being able to monitor your niche. right? So systems brought two friends. So the food on the table looking real depleted because everybody has to get full at the table. Everybody at the table has to eat. So in the beginning, by doing the work, the food is going to be depleted. It's going to drain you trying to build and get these people to the table and get them full. Get them what they need. But what happens when they become full is now you're doing the work. You start to the table back up. This is a great analogy, right? You start to fill the table back up. At some point, the table becomes full. Everybody's full. The table's full. Everybody has eaten their fair share. And these people's jobs in the purple are to not let the table overflow and spill crumbs on the floor. Right? Instead of getting piles, we gonna get some crumbs down there, but we not letting the food pile up down and fall onto the floor. Their job is to build a wall around the business. Their job is to build a wall around the table and keep pushing the food to the table, keeping it on the table. So instead what happens is we start to pour more marketing, maybe a few more products, not too many. We are pouring more food on the table. The table's full. You just like to play with markers. I mean, it's a great analogy right here, right? And I'm going to bring this all home and make it relate to the t-shirt business. I want you guys to understand. The problem that you guys have, which keeps you teetered at whatever revenue amount you may hit. Some of you guys may be at 10 or 20,000 or 30,000. Some of you want in this range, but you always teeter right here. You never go above. You never go above because you're doing a little bit of marketing, you got a product, a little bit of marketing, but there's no systems keeping the food or the people that you encounter inside your ecosystem, allowing them to spend more money with you. You got no strategy how to turn the person who spent $1,000 with you in 1 year to turn that person into a person who spends $3,000 or $5,000 with you. So you teeter at this line and you just wait for them to come back. We waiting on our family and friends to tell people about us, right? We waiting for our customers to tell people. This is what word of mouth is. It works. Word of mouth works. The problem that we have with word of mouth is you're not in control of your business. You're too busy making and building the chairs, right? You're too busy cooking the food in instance. You too busy cooking the food, right? Somebody brought you food. Marketing brought you food. Products brought you. You too busy. You too busy printing shirts. So you rely on this, and it'll work. It'll get you somewhere. You may need to stay to cook, because that's what you do. But if you want to continuously have food to cook in abundance, if you want to turn around one day and look at the pile of food that you've actually cooked and not have it all over the floor and go to waste, and you want to see people around and be able to take care of your family, do all of that kind of stuff, you need systems. You need to keep the food on the table. You need to retain your customers. This is why the blueprint program is important. Notice I haven't said, hey, you know, I know all of y'all watch me right now. There's 16 of y'all live right now. Maybe a couple people, normally it's about 45 people that pop in and out of a live when it's actually live. Maybe 50. I know you guys know how to make shirts. And if you are watching me for the first time and you don't know how to make shirts, don't worry about it. I can have you print shirts in 3 minutes. 30 minutes, you can be good enough. Or you can never learn how to press a shirt in your life and just go out and build the business. Not what I suggest. A little hybrid, right? Both. But this is why we struggle with this. There's another person on this, right? There's the person who might be hitting figures, Stan, might be doing 75,000 a year, Stan, might have surpassed 190 or 150, let's say, print alone, right? However, every year he has to go out and he got to hunt. Every year you have to go find new customers because you ain't got the systems in place to hold people in. So you see me, y'all see me doing on YouTube was running around busting my ass every single day and month finding new customers. Sure, some people will return, but I didn't have any real system. I didn't have any real methods behind it. I didn't really have a plan for customers. I never created a customer journey. I never looked at how much a person spent with me and tried to figure out how I could get them to spend more or how I could make sure they stay around, because I just treated everybody the same, which you should, but not at the highest level, right? Not at the highest level. Supercolor had a price sheet for retail customers, you guys. He had a price sheet for wholesale customers, people with business licenses. Then there was a whole nother price tier for bigger businesses, right? And then there was still another price sheet, and everybody who was big enough got individual price sheets for the product that they want, a special price. Building something, having a product, and packaging it up in different ways for different people. Understanding that if you have a customer base of small businesses, they are going to need similar things. So you know that your top business spends X amount of dollars, but somebody may be starting out and may not be needing all of the things that that person needs. Well, can I hit you at all budget points? Can I get you something similar? Can we remove the name brand and get you to the mid-tier? Do we got to drop it down even lower than that? Right? I do not do print on demand. We do contract printing. Contract printing is the original print on demand. Contract printing is the original print on demand. Now, print on demand is different piece for piece. We're going order for order. And we like orders that are $500 in profit or better for the most part. For the most part. Not that we won't take smaller orders, but we looking for customers that are going to spend at least $10,000 over the course of a year. We can worry about fulfillment later, but we do something similar to contract printing if it's needed. I mean, similar to print on demand if it's needed, but we deal it in the mass. We want bulk orders, not a custom t-shirt for you, not this printed on demand for you, not a mug, not a hat. Different business model. Both work, but they only work if you make them work. If you want to learn about print on demand and Etsy, I suggest you go to Rich over at Hustle Ninjas. If you want to learn print on demand and all of that kind of stuff, that's the go-to for that. I'm here for the everyday common print shop, custom decorator, apparel printer, do the work themselves, or want to run that style of business and manage relationships that are bringing in large orders. That's what we specialize here. That's what the blueprint is all about. So, back to the analogy. The problem that I had, I've never really had this problem. I always hustled enough. I mean, to jump, before I even thought about it, I was making $30,000 printing. When I got to about 60, I looked at photography and this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing about 120, 60 here, 60 there. Yeah, I can't deal with photography. Let's just print. Let's just print. And let's just rag. The problem I had, no matter how good I was doing, right? This being the top scale, this scale actually fitting underneath it here, right? So 30, 20, 10, right? A couple people teetering in there, and you got people teetering in here. The beauty about system is it works no matter where you are. Zero being down here. If you start with a system, as you grow, you just keep going. If you're teetering here, you implement a system, you got some real groundwork and information that it just going here. If you're all the way up here, it just goes here. But let me give it to you in a graph form. Right? If you start with a system, it may go like this. Shout out to Stevie Steve, man. Appreciate you, brother, as always, man. If you got something out of this, it's free to hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're watching the replay, stop, take a second, hit the like button. I'm about to give y'all, I got more game to give y'all. All right? I got more game to give y'all. Give y'all some actionable things you can do. If you want to work with me one-on-one, and well, not one-on-one, but if you want to work with me in a group setting with other entrepreneurs doing and implementing this same exact stuff right now, I pinned the link. The link is down in the description, tshirtstyles.com/roadmap. And the roadmap will get you on, let you know about the blueprint program, but it also break down some things for you guys as well. You can book a call with the team, see if the program is the right fit for you. If it's not, it's okay. You get the roadmap. You follow guys on YouTube. You implement it. You put some work in. You know, if you can give your business 5-10 hours a week, we can build you something that'll be great. And I mean 5 to 10 hours. If you can give your business 3 hours, where you spend 3 hours a week working on the things that I'm talking about, it will help you inevitably, right? So we talk about you start from zero, you add a system. This might be your trajectory, right? If you're somewhere like $30,000 and you implement a system, you're going to grow like this. It's going to speed up a little bit. The slope is going to be a little bit faster. If you up here, it's going to go like this. Right? It's going to do like that. Once you cross that 6-figure mark, you get to that 220, that 300, you can really have fun and do some things with marketing. Stay lean, you can be profitable, you can run on everything I'm talking about here. All right, so this is a great analogy right here, man. The thing that we're missing is systems. The thing that we're missing is systems. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. The thing that is missing from you, no matter where you are, is systems. It's a process. It's an understanding. And it comes at a cost. What you don't pay for with money, you pay for in time. And at the end of the day, there's still some non-negotiables, some cost of doing business that you have to have no matter what the business is. We talking about t-shirts, but if you guys watch the last lives, we can implement any product. A screen printing press, a dirt bike facility, a model car. It doesn't matter. Clothing brand, it doesn't matter. The principles of what I'm talking about, you just change the product. You just change the product. if you guys aren't too shy, we got about 20 guys in here, right? If you guys aren't too shy, let me know. I need 5 of you to tell me how much revenue you guys did either last year or so far this year. And if you don't know, say I don't know. And if it just say 2024 X amount, or say this year so far, this year, boom. Give me some numbers. Last year I did 90K. In 2024. 2025, I've probably done about 10. And I got money beating down my doors, but I had to figure out some other things. I haven't been in the shop all year. So I'm being fully transparent with you guys. Let me hear some revenue amounts. Let me see some in the chat. You know what? Put them in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, and then I'm going to finish out and give y'all some stuff that y'all can do in an understanding in a different way, but a little bit of an understanding of what you need to do no matter where you are. $24K cleared. Was that last year or this year? Well, I need a little bit more participation in here, man. I see some people running away, man. Don't run from it, man. I'm being transparent with y'all. Y'all be transparent with me. My man said 24K. 24K is right where I think the threshold is for people. It's like 30K. Right? I feel like the threshold is like at 30K when you should look at starting to organize your hustle, your side hustle, played around enough. You know, I feel like that's a great time to invest into growing. All right, 15K. I don't know why I changed colors. 35K. I'm going to ask you guys this now. Is that who I think it is? What's up, homie? Right? I think the perfect time to invest in mentorship in your business is at 30K, right? And I'm saying that because the business is made enough, right, on its own, whatever side hustle you may have, but I just think that's the floor. Because at this point, you have some customers. Now, what I want to hear from you guys is, even if you didn't answer the revenue amount, how many customers does your business have? I should be able to go in there and do it. Let me see. I haven't even. It's crazy because I haven't even been to my billing app at all. Let me see if I can prove it. I wonder if it would tell me the number of customers. Trying to get into the. I don't know. I wanted to figure out what the actual number is. 25 sales from 18 customers. So he had 18 customers. It's about to get good, y'all. Auntie said she had 142 customers. All right, that's good. That's good enough for us, right? I'm gonna say on this, I might have had 11 customers. Right? Now, I probably dealt with. Oh, I'm not even. I would probably say 8 customers, if that. Let me think. I'm gonna give you all my prominent customers who made this money up for me. That's cool. Nonprofit. So I'm gonna say 6 customers for me here, and I probably dealt with 30 people. It could have been more people, but the revenue was really made off of 6 people. All right, you follow along with me here. Okay, we're gonna do some math for you. The value of a customer. So at 35,000 divided by 142 people, the customer value is $246.50. At 24,000 divided by 18, the customer value here is $1,335. Now, I'm gonna do both numbers for mine. 90K divided by 6, 15,000. And then 90K divided by 30 is 3,000. All right. Why is this all important? Stan, why are you right here? This is how you calculate lifetime value or the value of a customer for a year. The yearly value of a customer. What we try to do inside the program, inside the blueprint, is we try to figure out what is our customer value so we can, and what do we want our customer value to be so that when we go out and find customers, we're finding customers that bring me a certain amount of revenue. And that number for me is 10,000. If all of my customers bring me $10,000, I need 10 customers to reach 6 figures. Okay, Stan, that sounds easier said than done. I agree with you. It could be hard. Am I in the review? Nobody even told me I wasn't really in the review. What's up with y'all, man? All right. So, you know, this business here did $35,000. They took 142, and this again, I'm using this number as number of customers. 142 different orders. in order to get to that 35,000, meaning every order is worth 250. Every customer is worth $250. Right now, there's gonna be some people that spent 25 and 50. And there's gonna be some people that might have spent 1,000. Right, but the average value per order, in theory, right, per customer is $250 per customer. That's not bad, but we're making money based on the volume, not the value. This is volume. This is value. That makes sense? So, the reason that I think that this is a great way to invest is because just the value of the customer. If we can get all of these people, it's a theory, right? You got to take it with a grain of salt. If we can get all of these people to do 2x, she has a $70,000 business. Right? $70,000 business. If we can just get them to spend 500, you gotta have a plan and a strategy to make that happen. It won't happen for everybody, but in theory, we talk about how to grow your business. That's it. That's the first way. Why do I want to always go out and find new customers, new customers, new customers, ignoring the people who already spent money with me? If some of us, now let me ask you guys who've been responding, how many times have you reached out to a customer knowing that you wanted them to place an order? How many times? Did you do it last year or this year? How many times have you picked up the phone and said, hey, is there anything I can get you? Sent the email and said, hey, look, I got this new thing, or I know it's that time of year for you to order. Do you want to go out and do that order? Or do you want to do that order? How many times have you been proactive about it? Just give me an estimate. There we go. Got an answer. Got an answer. Let's see. Working on it on an email now. I just messaged a client about their summer for events. Give me a number. How often? How many times did you do it last year or this year? Whichever revenue. How many times have you done it so far? And I love that you're working on the email. That's what's needed. That's one of the things that's needed. That's one component to a system we talked about earlier. Where my man 034, where you at? 3 times this year. That's a good number, right? Because bare minimum number is 4 times a year. Like clockwork. The minimum is 4 times a year. But there's some people that you might want to reach out to 12 times a year. There's some people that you might need to reach out to 24 times a year. But at the bare minimum, it should be 4 times a year, depending on your customer base. And this is seasonal. Right? Some of them get an email. These people, they might get a text message. These people are, let's say, I don't know how many holidays in a year. So let's say 4 times plus holidays. right? That's 12. This could be an email, right? This is email. This could be email or text. If they doing this, that's a phone call. And they get everything else too. Because imagine having somebody doing an order every other week. Imagine somebody doing a $250 order 12 times in the course of a year. How can we get this retention? How can we get them to retain? How can we get them to spend more money with us? You got to be proactive about that. If you just did this, you can double your revenue. Now let's go here. My guy said his average order value was 600, right? And so depending on how you look at it, right? Depending on how you look at it, is it like you can get more specific. I try to leave it very, I wanted a number of customers because this gives you customer value. Now you do order value and it'll give you a number of orders that he placed or that was placed with him. So if you did 24,000 divided by 600, he did 40 orders. Now, again, that's the average. It can go up or down. 40 orders a year. Now to do 80 orders a year, right? That's going to give him 48K. I will be up here. That'll jump from here to here. The problem is none of us are focused on this. Most of us aren't focused on this. You take this entire live, you can decipher and go after some of the things that I'm saying do, and you can double your revenue off of this live alone. You can double your revenue off of this live alone. If you just try to do two things. You try to get people to spend more money, right? How can I get you to spend more money? How can I get you to place one more order? How can I get this person to place one more order? Right? Or how can I double my orders? Right? Sure, I want to find new customers, but why not find new customers and maybe I can find 20 customers and maybe I can get 20 customers to reorder something that they initially wouldn't have ordered. This is where a system works together. We get new customers, we get old customers to spend more. It's not this or that, right? It's not this and then that. It's this and that. We double our efforts by doing both. I'm going to continue to go hand my business card out and try to find customers. They always on hand. They always on deck. They somewhere near. I got to keep it clear. You got to come get your shirts from me. I'm the best in town. I am the local legend. You got to become the local legend. This internet shit is just a bonus. If you can set up an e-commerce store and people go online, that is not the path for 98% of print shops. You gotta figure out a way to become a local legend. Now, not after you gone, right now. How can you become a local legend? How can you become a niche-based legend? How can you become the go-to person for whatever you be the go-to person about? Right? So, if there's any questions, put them in the chat. I think I'm going to move on from here. I want to hit one more point. Something that I covered in another live is something that I think all of you guys need to see, hear, and understand. And take the analogy and do what you want with it. Look at how you can use this in your life and in your business. All right, so value, volume, value. Let's work the volume and the value. Let's work the volume, new customers, and let's work the value, past customers. I like that. Hope my chat sums that up greatly in my summary. All right, you need to work the volume of customers, and you need to work the value of customers. The important part being the value. Systems live over top of value. It's the value that you can provide to customers as well as the value or the money that they spend with you. But what value can you give them? You can give them value by having a system in place to make their life easy. The more they're worth, the more they order from you, the valuable they are. So you give them more access to you or your company or whatever, salesperson, whoever, customer service, whatever, whoever. But we gotta work our businesses based on value first, and then you follow that up with volume. Cool? Hey, mama. Got too much on YouTube. I gotta leave this for the people in the program, man. I gotta leave this work for the people in the program. Alright. The last piece, and I talked about this before, maybe you were here, maybe you're not, but I want you guys to understand. This right here, the cashier, I don't know why I just drew it like that. A little apron on them, right? This is the cashier to the chicken truck. He got a little chicken in his hand, right? He's working as a cashier. He's taking orders from customers, right? Cashier making $100 a day. This cashier should be looking, his side hustle is he's a t-shirt business owner, print shop owner. His side hustle is his print shop owner. How in my everyday life being this food truck cashier taking orders can I turn a day or a week into $1,000 here? Right? And I'm giving you guys the scenario. Now, the part that helps, the system part, the process is up to this person to go fulfill. But the opportunity is you go to a festival one day, you're around a bunch of food trucks, right? You got a print shop. So I'm looking for all of the print shops that don't got their own apparel on. They got a generic t-shirt, or they look old and they look dingy. And I'm going to every food truck around the area that does not have proper branding and saying, hey, I do merch. I got my case study. I print all of the merch for my company, for my job. Do you need merch? So cool. You go out here, you contact 3 people. You can't get everybody, but this one guy that was next to your shirt, y'all was next door neighbors, y'all seen each other, y'all nodded heads a bunch of times. He's going to place an order with you. Right? He's going to place an order for you. He don't need much. He opens daily. He probably needs a week or 2 worth of shirts. I would suggest him get a dozen, right? He just needs 12 shirts. Let's say they $10 each. That's an extra $120. But remember, I went to everybody who wasn't properly branded. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at his menu. Can I provide you new menus? I'm looking at branding. Bro, let me get you branded. You see this truck? Let me get you branded up. You don't have to have experience in this. One of the things we're working on this week, going into this week, and I had to refine how I was actually helping them get their logos and stuff together. 2 people already running and rolling. We got 2 people getting their branding together, but they're learning how to build a brand guide, right? Which is, to me, a guide to what you want it to be, right? So in learning that skill, I know if I can put together, and let's call it a mood board, if I can put together a mood board, I can pass that on to a graphic designer, and I can charge cheap $500 just for design. I can pay out $150 to $225. Let's take the high, $225 total, to get them branded up the proper way with logo, business cards, or menus, or whatever they need, right? And that's without printing. That's just fine. So we just added another $275 right there. Another $275 right there. These menus printed. I don't know how much a menu is, but I sold some menus a long time ago. I think I did like a diner. They bought like 5,000 menus, and I charged them like, I want to say, well over like $3,500, and it cost me $7. But I'm just going to take on the low end, like a small food truck. Let's say it cost them $250. It cost you $100 to print. So we just added another $150. Right? That's as far as it goes. Maybe we can get a tent, right? If you're out of events, maybe we can get tablecloths, right? This is all stuff that I would have designed and outsourced to printing. I really don't want to do it. Like, I'm not trying to print tablecloths with a DTF transfers. I'm not that type of printer. So I would take a catalog, I would mark it up, and I would deliver it to the customer. I've been doing that long before I was printing t-shirts. This is something that all of you guys can do. If they got a logo, it's way easier. You can offer them all of this stuff. I ain't even getting the promo. This is like basic digital offset printing stuff, right? They need banners. Oh, they definitely need banners for the event. They definitely need banners. Right? Might need a pop-up banner, whatever. Right? So we just turned this one customer into, that's about 500 right there. We trying to make an extra $1,000 out of this. Well, I didn't get any of these other small food trucks. Damn, I wish I could have converted better, right? I can only do so much. However, my boss is a food truck owner, so he knows the big boys. Right? He knows the big boys. So I might not be, they may already have some branding and stuff like that. They already got a person. Actually, one of the food trucks say, oh, I'm going to connect you with my girl. She does all my stuff. Okay, I'm not going to win that. But maybe get the boss over here. Oh, the biggest boss. Maybe I can get the boss over here. Let me not draw crazy, because now I start looking crazy, right? Maybe I can get the boss over here to introduce me to some of these other people. This happens. These pieces, right? Y'all been selling these like crazy. They got this. I did a 10-piece order at $40 a piece. So one person did $400 already. They want more. Another person on the line, for some reason I can't like get her online. She called me. She wants some of these, right? And then I went back to the boss. I said, yo, since everybody want these, we're going to get premiums the next time we order. We're going to get some stripes on it. I may manufacture something custom the next time we do it. So now, they just getting on this wave. I learned this from Supercolor. Don't give them too much. Start with this. And buy this, drop the new one on them, right? The new one is going to be, hey, we get black with white stripes, and we're going to implement it there, boom, 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 right? So I'm going to get him to spend more money with me. I got him. I got this person. right? And I'm gonna get them to spend another round of money because they're gonna see the next wave. Like, no, you didn't give me that premium. Oh, it wasn't available at the time. You really know. You asked what that's what you said you wanted. Now you see something new. They might want something new. Now that they see something new, they something new. Next season, they're gonna be a season behind. It's gonna be a season ahead. We're gonna rock with this summer. Everybody start to get them. Next summer, I'm dropping a new one, new style. Then I'm gonna go full sublimation on them, full custom. I done already designed a mascot for my boy. Let's go. Let's run it up. Cool. So we at 900 already. If I can close this, cause I'm responsible for the I'm responsible for the follow up. So if I call her and I say, okay, let's say she only get 5, that's 200. They $20 a piece, right? The brother of this guy right here, his brother sells juices. His nephew sells juices. They want 2, and then 2 T-shirts. Might be $100 order right there. So this right here, anytime I go work an event, I'm going to work the room. If you guys are going to, if you hear about a vending event in your area, all of the vendors there are your customer. They are your potential customer. Hey man, I love what you got here. Here's my card. If you ever need some printing, some branding, I do X, Y, and Z. Right here, I can own the niche. Everything we just talked about in the last one, I can own the niche of food trucks. I asked for a whiteboard at my talk because I'm going to do this at my talk. I'm going to do this at my talk in Indianapolis. Something not this specific, not this specifically, something similar most likely. All right? Okay. So I can own the niche of food trucks. So we got the babies, we got the big ones. I had to use this guy to get an introduction to some. They try to steal customer. But I'm working my ecosystem. Now, what about all of the customers that come up? I'm looking for a logo on a shirt. They handing around. I'm talking to, hey man, what do you guys do? Oh man, what do you do? How you enjoying the show? Blah blah blah. Small talk. I met the owner of the hat company, right? Noggin Boss. I met the owner of the company, Noggin Boss. I met a event planner. And I'm going to follow up this week. I was struggling to find a way to get into live print in this area. This event planner who does events and installations may be able to use me for live printing. She asked me how much does it typically cost. I said, it depends. I'm going to have to get, I don't even freaking know. I got to call my friends, phone a friend, because I got to implement this new business model and figure out what to charge. Okay, I've been working on that for quite some time. Noggin Boss, future collaboration. I don't know if we're going to print anything from them, but shoot, they're going to send us some noggins. Maybe I can take this noggin and offer it to all of these damn food truck owners. I don't know, but there's an opportunity. So, not only did a cashier, this is a real scenario, right? This isn't Stan from T-Shirt Sansu. This isn't Stan who got it together. This is just Stan who is not afraid to promote his business. Not afraid to talk to potential customers. Not afraid to present a solution to somebody who could use it. When you look at your business as a solution, you got to understand. And what we talked about earlier, the value right here. How can I bring my customer value? How do I know what they might need from me? That's what you got to figure out. And we talked about food trucks. Yes, this applies to restaurants. It may be something totally different for a sports team. Sports team's not going to need business cards or whatever, but they're going to need something. I could go into it, but you just got to figure it out based on your niche. How can I become a niche legend? I'm trying to become a legend now. How can I become the go-to? You got to be doing this in your everyday life. I was cashier for 2 days. 2 days. And pretty soon, you get good at this. You got these customers. You got a lifetime value estimate. They're gonna need this stuff every year. Maybe not the low, but they're gonna need more menus. Another tent, because it's gonna blow. Our tent blew over on the first day. Is this informative for you guys? Y'all talk enough down here? I think I talked enough pretty much. I met other people, other opportunities from networking. So we networking on all cylinders. That's how you run your side hustle. Should title this How to Run Your Side Hustle. The key to make this all sustainable and the key to make this all sustainable is systems. That's the piece that I was always doing this. I was able to make 6 figures always doing it. But you know what I do? I didn't retain customers. I didn't follow up. I didn't ask for reorders. I didn't ask for referrals. I just expected. I just expect to happen for me. Would you speak German? I would if I knew. Gotta get an AI, right? I just expected all this stuff to happen for me. The only way I should have expected it was if I had systems. If I had a full understanding of a marketing plan. Not just channels. You got to be proactive about building a business. You got to be 10 times more proactive about building a business than you did with learning how to print t-shirts. You got to be 10 times more proactive. If you do that, inevitably you'll be able to grow at whatever level is. You can just retain your customers. The bare minimum is you can probably stay the same. Right? If you focus on retention and add more people, your growth is going to happen no matter what. If you want to get the systems, you want to work on the systems, you want to work on the right things, if you need guidance, because it's a lot more to learn inside of this. I just talked to you guys for an hour and 15 minutes. It's a lot more to do, a lot more to learn. Shout out to you guys who stuck it out. If you're watching the replay, you got this far. Must have been some good information. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit the goddamn like button. It don't cost you nothing. You can buy me a coffee like my guy Stevie Steve. Shout out to Stevie Steve for the coffee for the day. Y'all can hit me on Cash App or donate right there. I don't know, super chat. That's right. Telling y'all, one day these lives ain't gonna be live no more. That group gonna be so big. It's gonna drop them in the group. It's gonna drop them in the group for the community. Oh, if there's no questions here, y'all, I'm out. That's a wrap, folks. Class was in session. If you want to join the program or want to find out if the program for you, hear more about the program, I got a video you can watch at tshirtsizoo.com/roadmap/blueprint. It's down below, or /roadmap or /blueprint. It's down below. Click the link. Go to tshirts.com/roadmap or the link down in the description. See if it's a good fit for you. If it's not a good fit, just keep staying tuned on the t-shirt business. I'm gonna give y'all the game regardless. It might take you a little longer than working one-on-one, but it is what it is, and we keep rocking. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. It's been your boy Stan Banks. Peace. What up, baby?